everyone, welcome back to my channel. My name's Rachel and this is Stitched Up. I hope you've all had a really good week. It is Friday night and I am coming to you today to open my, well, I've already opened it actually, my So Confident subscription box. So I am so excited to talk to you about this month's box because it is awesome. But first off, let me just say, if you can hear that sort of buzzy sound in the background, please ignore it. It's my husband on his PlayStation playing Gran Turismo because that's just how he rolls. So I'm really sorry if you can hear that in the background, but I wanted to get this filmed and out for you because I've got such a busy weekend ahead of me and I'm not going to get time. And I know that I missed doing this last month. And yeah, I didn't want to leave this box unopened all weekend because I have no control whatsoever. Anyway, let's get into it. So my box came today while I was at work. Oh, actually, before we get into that, I'll show you what I'm wearing because I know that you all like to know. I've actually dragged out one of my Saltwater slip dresses from Friday Pattern Company. I made this about 2 or 3 years ago, I think, and I didn't actually wear it last summer, which is a real shame, but I have gone through all my summer wardrobe and dragged it all out, and I am now wearing my summer wardrobe because the weather here is just amazing. Summer has been with us in the UK so bizarrely for at least the last month now, and we're already hearing rumblings about hose pipe bans and all sorts of malarkey. But yeah, it is beautiful weather. It's not hot, but it's sunny, lovely sunny days. And you know, us in the UK, the minute the sun comes out, it doesn't matter what temperature it is, we're getting the shorts out, we're getting the legs out, we're getting the little tank tops, etc., because we just make the most of it while we've got it. So anyway, I have got this Saltwater slip on, which is made in this beautiful viscose that I have no idea where it was from, if I'm honest. It might have been from Lamazi, I can't remember, to be honest. But yeah, I didn't end up wearing it last year, which is a real shame, and I've been loving wearing it this week. So let's get on to the box. So my box came today while I was at work, and I'd already had a sort of inkling that this month's box was going to be amazing because Tamlin posted in our little WhatsApp group last night, because Tamlin, Ruan and I have a little Northern Soul Sisters WhatsApp group and we chat to each other on a almost daily basis, and she posted in the group, girls, have you got your So Confident box because this month it's a banger. And me and Ruan were like, no, we haven't. And I think Ruan's away tonight, but mine has come today and it absolutely is a banger. It's amazing. I mean, Jenny is just getting everything so right at the minute, but here is my box. So it came like this, and I came home from work after a really heavy week this week at work and couldn't wait to open it. So the So Confident subscription box costs £65, but what you get with that is you get a physical pattern. Usually it can be from an indie designer, or it can be one of So Confident's own patterns as well. So you get a physical printout of the pattern, but you also get access to the PDF files as well. So you can reprint at your own leisure, and I'll talk a little bit more about that a little bit later. So you get notions, you get fabric, you get freebies as well. You also get a live sew along. So every month Jenny or one of the team from So Confident run a live sew along for that month's pattern. You get access to a Facebook group for support, hints and tips, all that kind of thing. And you also get access to all their back catalogue of sew-alongs and patterns as well as part of your subscription, which is just incredible. It is incredible value for money. And I've been a member since they started it a few months ago actually, but I haven't been disappointed by any of the boxes yet. They've all been incredible. So the live sew-along for each month's box, if you can't make the live sew along, they record it, so you get access to it within 24 hours of the live recording as well, which means you can watch it at your leisure. I haven't had the opportunity to join one of the lives yet, which is a real shame, but yeah, it's just amazing. It's absolutely amazing. I got my box today, as I say, and I just couldn't wait to open it. So I'm not opening it live because I have already opened it. So let's start with the freebie. So the freebie this month is one of my favourite little indie businesses. She's a really small business. She is Kate Blandford, and she makes all sorts of little notions and unique little products to help you with lots of different crafts. So she does like little needle minders. I bought one at the Stitch Festival actually, which is this one here. I haven't used it yet. Oh, I've dropped it. Come back. Here we go. So this is my little needle minder that I bought at the Stitch Festival. And when I saw this, I was super excited. So we've got a little tag for your fabric scissors. So you can attach this to your fabric scissors. And then if anybody else picks them up, they can see that these are for fabric only so that they don't end up cutting other things, which is very handy because I've caught my son on a number of occasions now picking up my fabric scissors to cut sellotape with or other such nonsense. So yes, that's going to be really handy. And so that's the free gift this month, which is amazing. But it comes in a box, as you can see, like this. And we've got inside, it's all wrapped and sealed, but I've already broken the seal because I just couldn't wait to open it. We've got a PDF A0 printout. We have beautiful fabric inside, and there are notions inside the fabric. So before I show you the fabric, I'm going to show you the notions. I'm going to leave you hanging to see the fabric. So this month I have a white zip, and it's not an invisible zip. It is a normal zip. It's a dress length, probably 22 inches, I would say. We have, along with the zip, we have elastic. This is interesting elastic. I haven't seen elastic like that before. But we have a little package of white elastic. And we also have some thread. So we have white thread. So you might be thinking the fabric is white. It is not white. I will show you the fabric in a minute. But let me talk to you about the pattern. So we've got the pattern, and I had to open it out to see what it is. Oh, you also get a little leaflet with a QR code on there, which you obviously scan and will take you to all the details about this month's box. The other great thing that you get with a So Confident subscription box as well is you get a 10% discount code off anything off the So Confident website, which is just incredible. It really, really is good value. Let's get into what is in this month's box. So I opened out the PDF and saw this written on it. Can you see that? So this is the Junie Jumpsuit by Tiana Herring. So Tiana Herring is a size inclusive indie designer. She has had a really popular pattern out that I can't remember the name of. Is it the Juno pattern? I can't remember what it is. Is it a dress or something? I'm rubbish, honestly. And this is her brand new pattern. It is a really recent release. So the Junie Jumpsuit is a project for adventurous beginners ready to level up your sewing skills. So it has effortless shape and wear all day comfort, summer essential in the making. We've paired it with a beautiful, lightweight, classic fabric that is as breezy as it is timeless. So we'll talk about the fabric in a little while. So what's interesting about Tiana's patterns is that her sizing goes from sizes A to U. So I don't know how many sizes that is, but that's a lot. But the really unique thing that she does is she does her sizing backwards. So instead of size A being the smallest and size U being the biggest, it's actually the other way around. So size A is the biggest and then size U is the smallest. And I think that is such a clever thing because lots of women have this real psychological issue with sizing and weight and all that kind of stuff and body image and whatnot. And the way she's doing this turns that on its head. It's really clever. So you've got to watch that though, obviously, because you look at the first size and expect it to be the smallest, and it's not. they go the other way, which is just amazing. So the bust is from a 30 inch, which is the size U, all the way up to 70 inches, which is the size A. The waist is a 20 inch up to a 60 inch waist, and the hip is 28 up to a 68 inch hip, which is just amazing. I don't think I've seen any hip measurement, because that's the one I always look at, above a 60 inch hip. So it's just incredible. It's an incredible size range. The Junie jumpsuit is a zip front utility style jumpsuit, which is designed for style and comfort. It's got a slightly dropped shoulder, which allows for a full range of motion. It's got an oversized bodice, which is cinched in using elastic at the waist. The leg tapers as you reach the bottom of the jumpsuit. There are 3 different pocket options: inseam, patch, and double knee front pockets. Sizing is based on your bust and hip measurements. This pattern goes up to a 70 inch bust and a 68 inch hip. So you're probably going to want to see the fabric. It is gorgeous. The fabric that you get this month in the So Confident box is a linen cotton blend, which I absolutely love. I love linen, but we all know 100% linen can really crease. So having that blend of cotton is really, you know, it just means that it's just not going to crease as much, but it's still really soft, and you still get that lovely, beautiful linen look, which is just amazing. So what I've got this month, and I honestly don't know if there are different designs in the fabric, but the fabric I've got is gorgeous. It is just perfect for me, because the last few months I have been really getting into stripes, and I have got a striped linen cotton in this gorgeous neutral shade. It's like a sand and white. It's absolutely beautiful. I assume I have got around 3 meters, because that's what I'm going to need for the size that I need to make, because I'm tall. I think this pattern is designed for around 5'5", so I am going to probably have to adjust the bodice and the legs slightly. But yeah, looking at this, there is definitely, how much have I got here? I would say I've got actually 4 meters of fabric here, which is just amazing. So to get all that for £65, 4 meters of this beautiful linen cotton, all the notions that I need, an indie designer pattern that's already printed off in A0 for me, plus I have access to the PDF files, which is really, really interesting. And the reason I mention that is because any of you that watch the gorgeous Adele, who is Sofa Serenity, she has recently come back to YouTube. She's had such a busy time, bless her, because she's been moving into a new home and doing it up and everything. And the snippets I've seen of it, it just looks amazing. But she recently came back to YouTube, and I think on one of her vlogs a couple of weeks ago, she did a Fabric Godmother unboxing, and she talked about one of the issues that she had with it was that she didn't understand why you didn't get the PDF versions, as in the PDF files, digital files of the pattern that they enclose in the Dream Wardrobe. And it's something that I think I talked about a few months ago, because I was a little bit, I didn't understand that either. With the Fabric Godmother subscription, you don't get all the notions, because it's not a kit, as we've discussed numerous occasions now. You get your fabric and you get the pattern, but you just get the PDF. You don't get the digital files, which I always thought was a bit odd, thinking, why don't you get that? And I remember somebody commented and said that if you email Fabric Godmother, they will send you the PDF files. So I mentioned this on Adele's vlog when she was chatting about it. And what was really interesting was she talked about it last week, that she emailed Fabric Godmother to ask them why we don't get the digital files of the pattern that they enclose in the subscription. And they came back and said that the agreement they had with indie designers was that they could only enclose a printed copy of their pattern. They didn't have an agreement to deliver the digital file as well. But if it was a pattern that was one of their own, as in a Fabric Godmother pattern, that they already did email those patterns to every subscriber. Now, Adele mentioned that she hadn't received a digital copy of her Fabric Godmother pattern, and she was asking if anybody else who's been a subscriber for a while had received theirs. Now, I have been a subscriber of the Fabric Godmother one since they launched the Aspen pattern, and I haven't received the digital copies of the Aspen or the recent Calla trousers either, which was a bit odd. But then lo and behold, this week Fabric Godmother emailed both of them to me, so I think it must have been just an issue in their with their email setup or whatever, that they just haven't sent them at the time, but they have now, so they've obviously resolved that. But yeah, it's really interesting that Fabric Godmother don't have an agreement with indie designers to send the digital files of any pattern that they enclose in their dream wardrobe. However, So Confident do, because they are giving us PDF patterns and it's the same price. So that's really interesting. I'll leave that little thought with you guys. But yeah, I love this fabric. I think this is going to be perfect for a jumpsuit because it's really wearable. And I know when you probably first look at this, you might think, oh, well, that's really boring because it's just a very neutral stripe. But I think for a jumpsuit, if you want something that's really versatile that you can wear with different other layers and, you know, that you're going to reach for time and time again, this kind of basic design really works for a jumpsuit, and I love it. I really like it. The fabric feels gorgeous. It's got the right amount of weight to it to hold a jumpsuit, but also it's got a lovely drape to it as well. I think it's just going to be amazing. So I am really excited to read a bit more about this pattern. I have seen this pattern on Instagram, and I know Tamlin was only talking about it last week, about when it was launched, that she really loved this pattern. And yeah, I think it's amazing that it's only just come out and we've got it in the So Confident box this month. It's just amazing. So can't recommend this subscription enough. It's amazing. So that's my little unboxing for you. Now, before I go, I'm just going to change tack just very slightly. So I think in my last vlog, I had mentioned that I was working on the final edit of my 10 2-meter patterns for jersey fabrics for summer dress patterns. I'm just working on that at the minute, and I was hoping to get that out earlier this week. I haven't been able to for various reasons. This week has been really quite testing, and I just want to explain why, because I don't normally do this kind of thing. Well, I've never done this before actually, but I just wanted to talk to you about something that's really close to my heart. So my daughter, as you know, I've got a little granddaughter, Layla, who's 2, who's amazing. And my daughter grew up with her best friend, who I've known since she was 2 years old herself. And they've grown up together, and they both had children at the same time. My daughter had Layla in the March, and Becky had little Robin, a little boy, in the April. So they're literally a month between each other. So a few weeks ago, Robin was diagnosed with leukemia, and it's come as a massive shock to everyone, including us, and poor Becky and her husband and the whole family, and us as well. Everybody that love her and love Robin have been going through a lot with this diagnosis. It all came very quickly out of the blue, and he is currently in Leeds. I'm going to be honest, he's fighting for his life right now. It's been really difficult. When he was diagnosed, he was obviously admitted to Leeds. He's been in there for about 5 weeks now, and he is really poorly. So he is having chemotherapy, very aggressive chemotherapy, but it's causing lots of issues with his poor little body. He's 2 years old. He's just a baby, and it's been really tough. This week, he's ended up in intensive care because he's had a collapsed lung. He's had pancreatitis, and then a couple of days ago, he had a serious bowel issue, which meant he needed to go for emergency surgery. It's been very touch and go, and he's currently stable, but really poorly. And it's been really tough this week, really tough. I've not felt like doing much, to be honest. I've been quite tearful, and I'm just absolutely devastated for them as a family, because we all know children are so precious, and childhood should be a time of exploration, joy, precious moments with families. And this little boy and his lovely family are experiencing hell right now. So I, in my own way of trying to deal with all this in the last few days, because you feel as a bystander very helpless in this kind of situation, and I want to do something for them and to try and support them, because Ricky, who is Becky's husband, has had to go back to work because he's no longer getting paid if he doesn't, and you know, like lots of people, they have bills to pay, etc. And I have decided that I'm going to run a marathon to try and raise money to support them as a family. Becky's mum is doing some other fundraising, but I am setting up my own Just Giving page, and I'm going to run the Yorkshire Marathon in October. I've not run a marathon for years. I am well out of practice, and yeah, I will really need to train hard for this. And I know that times are hard for everybody. I totally understand that, and please don't feel obliged. But if anybody is, you know, wanting to support somebody that's really, really close to me, yeah, I will leave the link down below, and I would just be grateful for anything anybody could spare just to help this poor family at this time. So I'm going to leave that with you. Okay, as I say, I totally understand if people can't or they won't or whatever, that's absolutely fine. But for anybody that can find it in the heart to help a family with a little baby who's going through a nightmare time at the minute, yeah, it's there. So I'm going to leave it there, guys. That's enough for me from today. Have a lovely weekend, everybody, and I'll be back with you really soon. Take care. Bye.